Hello, welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Kimafun wireless microphone. It's for, lapel mics for cameras and stuff, and I'm going to have to use multiple cameras for this video because obviously the one I'm going to be plugging into, I want to show you how it plugs in, etc., and I can't record from that device. So we are going to have a little bit of continuity issue between different resolutions. There's nothing I can really do about that. But I will unbox this, show you what's in it, show you how you use it, etc. And we'll see if it's any good. It's about £40 off that Amazon, and like with everything, I've paid for this with my own money, and my reviews will be truthful and honest, etc, etc, etc. Except I lied, it was given to me as a present by my wife for Christmas, but she paid for it out of our money, so yeah. Anyway, let's get on. Right, as I say, this is the Kimafun wireless microphone. G130-1 UK version. No idea if that's anything important. It comes in the typical hard case kind of thing you get with a lot of these. Well, actually, some of the ones I bought in the past just came in a plastic envelope, so this is upgraded. And that is what you have inside it. Now I'm going to slowly get everything out, plonk it on here, make it all look nice, and then we can go through each and every bit so you can see what the heck it all is. Now the case is, I'm sure used for many different things, but yeah, it's quite nice, quite compact. You could carry that in your pocket if you were so inclined. This will obviously go in my bag of cameras if I use it, if it's any good. I'm hoping it is because, you don't want to have to lie to your wife about something, whether it's good or bad. No, the truth is I tell her anyway, but hopefully the quality is going to be good because I want to be upgrading the professional look of my channel. I may even sand down and paint my desk. Who am I kidding? Right, let's have a look at all this stuff. I'll place it all out nicely and we can go through it. Right, so I've had a quick look through the instruction manual. It's pretty straightforward. This bit here is so you can connect it to your laptop. It's the standard USB microphone and headphone port thing. I've got a couple of these for some of the microphones I use, but I won't be needing that for this application. Also, this comes so you can do it to your phone, which is pretty cool. So you can, have a lapel mic to talk on your phone, if that's something you would like to do. And then we're left with these bits and bobs. This is an adapter, so if you've got the bigger type of phono input, and then you've got a spare doer for the top of the microphone. All well and good, but this is the stuff we're looking at today. These are USB chargeable, and the batteries take 2 to 3 hours to charge and 6 to 7 hours continuous use to deplete. This is a belt clip. I'd assume you can go on either way, yes? Yeah, that way's fine. And that way's fine. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's a standard little just belt clip so you can have it belted on. So I'm going to go that way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these both on charge before we do anything else. And what I like about this, and I've noticed it on a couple of newer things, it's come with, bear with me, a dual-headed charger. Now, when you're charging anything with one of these, I'd go for a better quality charging block, because that way you can actually charge it quicker. If you've got a very low amperage one, this splits it between the two and it'll take forever to charge. But I hate the ones where you've got two things you need to charge and you either only get one normal one or you don't get one at all. So that's pretty handy. So I'll put these on charge for about an hour. Well, it's supposed to be 3-4 hours. I'll do them for about an hour just to get them to have a bit of charge in them. Then we'll do some testing and then we can actually see how it goes. Then I'll do the full charge, etc. And I'll then use them over the next few weeks and we can see if they're any good for that kind of thing. Right, I've just put them on charge and I was just having to read through all of the bits and bobs. And one of the things it actually says is, where is it? If you're charging from your laptop or whatever in a low amperage charger, then it will take lots longer to charge, but not a major thing. But just make sure they're off when you're charging them, and that's it. I will see you in a bit. Right, so this is the camera I've bought the actual lapel mics for, or had them bought for me for. Too many fours. Anyway, and this is the one that I'm going to show you plugging it in and stuff. And at the moment I'm using the Rode plug-in mic that comes with the Vlogger pack. And it's very good, very nice camera. Few issues with it, few teething problems, let's say. But I would like to try the lapel mics now, and we can check to see the difference in sound quality. But we'll go back to the other camera to show you me plugging them in and everything. Right, okay, first off I will unplug the Rode microphone I've got here, and it's such a pain. I've mentioned this in my video for the review of this camera, but while it's plugged in you can't turn this around, so you actually have to unplug it, close the actual cover, and then you can sort of close it all up and it's safe. Right, let's take this microphone off completely for now. Okay, now as I say, these have been charging for about an hour, not long enough to charge them fully, but I thought, do you know what, I just want to get it tested and see what happens. So, unplugging them both. Now it says, turn them both on and wait for them to go blue. Turn them on at the same time and they should go blue when they connect. So I'm going to turn the overhead lights off, and I should have really shown you where the switches were first. Let's do that again. Okay, there's the on-off switches here, right by the charging ports. So I'll turn them both on at the same time. And that is them connected. That's pretty straightforward actually. Right. Next then, we'll plug this in. Actually, no. Next, we will open this, turn it round. Oh, that's going to be a real pain in the butt being in the way like that. Because that will completely cover the screen. If you have a look, that's a proper pain. Nothing we can do about it now, but I could get a extender and have it clipped somewhere else. But that is a bit of a pain in the bum, isn't it? Just to give you a bit of a behind the scenes look, this is how much of the screen it blocks off. You know, it's a huge amount. So we definitely have to extend it out somehow. Okay, so I'm holding the lapel mic in my hands at the moment. I'm not sure what it's going to pick up, if it's going to be very scratchy from me moving stuff around. But I thought I'd do all of this connected up and show you me sort of sorting it out. Now I forgot to untangle all the wires, which was helpful, because I'm clever like that, you know, it's not like I'm recording a video or anything. Right. Okay, so I'm going to clip this to my waist now. Quite hard to clip to the waist, but I've done it. Right, now I'm going to plug this on my shirt, and let's just come forward. It's connected down there. So, testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? I've got no idea if this is even working, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of watching back to make sure, but hopefully that is working perfectly. I've made sure I haven't got my phone in my pocket as well, just to make sure that there's no interference, but let's see if that's worked. Okay, to me that sounded very, very tinny, so, well, like, not very good quality, and I'm wondering if it was where the mic was. I've now connected it literally to my, whatever the neck holy bit is, and I'm going to put it closer to my mouth. I'm going to talk like this, and then I'm going to slowly move it away until I just drop it down by my neck, and see if that's any good. Okay, let's see how that sounds. Doesn't seem to want to pick my voice up when it's down here unless I'm facing towards it. So I wonder, should I clip it in my beard? I wonder how that is. You can't see it, can you? It's completely invisible, so we're okay there. But yeah, this isn't going to work. But what I think I need to do is just fiddle around with where it goes and see which position is best. But overall, the sound isn't too bad, and I will only be using it when I'm outside. So it's basically for windy days, I can have it on me and the camera can be a bit away. Because when we've done videos and it's been windy out and about in the past, not in the future, what am I talking about? When we've done them in the past, we've had to be very close to the camera to be able to be heard, or I've had to put subtitles and stuff just to be heard. So it's not ideal, but with this, I think it would just be good enough. It's not top of the line, it's not high end, it's not the best thing I could have got, but I think it will work. As I say, for most of the stuff I do, I'd use the Rode mic anyway. It's just purely for those windy days. Like when I've had all my operations, I should be back being able to go camping and doing that sort of thing. So this would be ideal. But yeah, I think that's good enough for this sort of thing anyway, just for out and about. I would recommend it. I will have a fiddle around, and if I come up with the perfect where it goes, then I'll be able to tell you guys, but I think I'll leave it pretty soon unless I figure out anything else with it. Right, I've clipped it back into my neck hole, clippy bit, my lapel area, and I noticed that there is some volume control, so I'm just going to keep pressing it. Oh, I believe that's up full now, hang on. Yeah, so that is on full blast. We'll see if that makes any difference at all, and I will keep talking randomly and blah 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 and so on as I turn it down, and we'll just see how low it can go. And I'm going to do the same again and go all the way to the top. 1, 2, 3, and we are at the top volume, and we'll see how that looks, or sounds I should say. Okay, so after reviewing that footage, I noticed that when it's on the lowest volume, it actually is completely silent, and that to me is a negative for this whole product, because you don't know, there's nothing indicating here that's on mute. You look at the blue light, you think okay, it's connected fine. You could do a whole bit of spiel and then find out that you've been talking to yourself basically, and there's been no recording whatsoever. So that to me is a major negative. But apart from that, the sound quality isn't too bad. It's not Rhodes quality, but from the distance I am, if I had the normal mic plugged in, we would have around the same sort of pickup. This is a much cheaper version, but it works. So hopefully when I am able to get back out and about, this will become a very useful product. The only thing is the way it plugs in. I'm obviously going to have to get a little wire connected in to make sure that it's out of the way of the screen. I will have monitors connected to the camera eventually, but obviously when I'm out and about I won't. So I'll probably have to laser print something or 3D print something, laser cut or 3D print something that can hold it in. And then I was thinking that we could use the connector for the phone to connect it into, and then have the actual thing in a cradle somewhere out the way. But that's for future things, that's not for now. But I'm not unimpressed with it, but there are a few teething issues and a few problems with it. The fact that it covers some part of the screen that's a bit obnoxious, and the fact that when turning it down, if you get to the lowest setting, you're muted. Both those things are negative. The sound quality is not so bad. I haven't tested for distance, but I'm in my room where I do my recording, and I'm surrounded by electronic stuff. So there's a lot of interference here, and it's not picking up on these at all, which is something I thought I might have to turn a few bits and bobs off. My Bluetooth is on at the moment. It's right next to my router, various other things, and there is no issues. So other than that, I think it's quite good. It's a teething thing where I'm going to have to learn where this goes. I shouldn't hit it. I might need it up here more to get a better sound quality. But that is all things that with any of these mics I would have had to work out the best place for it. And that might take a couple of weeks, but I'm not too bothered by that sort of thing. But yeah, I quite like it for the price it is. I think it was £25 in a Black Friday deal, and now it's up to £39. It's good. It's good quality. You're not buying high-end gear, but it does what it says. This isn't something that you're going to go on stage and do any stuff like that. But for the home videos that I sort of make and that kind of thing, the semi-professional, it's fine. If you're going to be doing professional stuff, you might want something a little bit more robust and not so over the camera monitor kind of thing. I really hope that's helped some of you, and if it has, I'd love a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. But anyway, I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.